Once upon a time, there lived a king named Dharmadev who ruled the kingdom of Pataliputra. He had a son named Satyadev. Satyadev was raised with great care. He was taught by respected scholars and masters in every field. Along with a rigorous war training, he also studied deeply in academics and the Vedas. He grew up wise, strong, and disciplined. Years passed. One day, King Dharmadev and his son set out on vacation. After traveling for a while, they reached the temple of their Kula Daivam, their ancestral goddess. They offered prayers and took blessings from the deity. But after the long journey, the king began to feel tired and strained. The king turned to his son and said, "Look, son, I am very tired now. I'll rest here for a while. Once I have recovered, we'll return to the kingdom. You be careful in the meantime." With that, the king lay down near the temple and fell asleep. Satyadev sat quietly nearby, watching the surroundings. A short distance away, he noticed a small boy throwing stones at a mango tree, trying to knock down a fruit. "Ugh! I haven't been able to hit even one mango. Looks like I won't be tasting one today. Let me try again." He picked up another stone and threw it with all his strength. Satyadev observed the boy for a moment, then stood up and walked over. "Wait a second," he said. "I'll get the mango for you." He took out his bow, aimed carefully, and shot an arrow. A mango dropped cleanly to the ground. The boy picked it up and started to walk away. Satyadev called out, "Hey, I helped you a lot. You got your mango because of me? Are you just going to walk away without even saying thank you?" The kid turned around and said, "Why should I thank you? Even if you hadn't helped, I would have gotten it eventually. You ruined my effort, and now you expect gratitude. Go back to whatever you are doing." He walked off without another word. Satyadev stood there, stunned. I should have been minded my own business, he thought. I helped the kid for no reason, and in return, he insulted me. From now on, I won't help anyone, not even if they ask. This is what I get for doing good. He slowly returned to the temple grounds and sat under a tree, disappointed. After some time, the king returned and saw Satyadev sitting under a tree, clearly upset. "Oh, Satyadev, you're here," the king said. "You look troubled. What happened?" Satyadev replied, "Father, I've decided I will no longer help anyone. People don't even have the courtesy to say thank you." He then explained everything that had happened with the boy and the mango. The king listened patiently. After a pause, he said, "For such a small thing, you've made a big decision, Satyadev. Helping others when we are in need is a Kshatriya dharma. If we expect something in return, thanks, praise, or reward, then it's not real help. You're going to be the king one day. You must not jump to the conclusions based on one small experience." Satyadev shook his head. "I still don't agree, father. I didn't like the way the boy treated me." The king nodded. All right. In that case, let me tell you a story from my own life. Many years ago, When you were just a small child, I went on a hunting trip deep in the forest. I lost my way. The others with me had taken a different path, and I ended up completely alone, wandering through the forest, unsure of where I was. I finally came across a man resting under a tree. At the same time, I noticed a tiger creeping toward him, ready to attack. There was no time to waste. I had to act fast. Just the tiger leapt towards the man. I fired a volley of arrows. The tiger was hit, wounded, and ran off into the forest. The man woke up to the sound, realized something had happened, and quickly hid behind the tree in fear. I walked up to him and said, "While you were sleeping, a tiger tried to attack you. I stopped it. If I hadn't, you'd be dead now." "Is it the king?" he said. "Then let me show you what I can do." Suddenly pulled out a knife and pressed against my neck. "Give me all the gold you have," he growled. "If you don't, I will cut your throat right here. Don't waste time. Hand over everything." The king was shocked by what was happening. He said to the thief, "Is this fair? I just saved your life, and now you're trying to rob me. I'm the king of this land. Do you even understand what the consequences will be?" The thief laughed recklessly. "You saved me? Do you even know who I am? I robbed almost every village in this part. I lived in this forest. I know how to deal with wild animals. If you hadn't stepped in, I would have killed the tiger myself with this knife." He stepped closer. "Now stop talking. Put all the gold on the ground." With no other choice, the king removed the pouch of gold from its waist and dropped it into the forest floor. The thief grabbed it, tied the king to a tree, and disappeared into the woods. Sometimes later, the king's soldier, who had been searching for him, arrived at the spot. They untied him and quickly took him back to the kingdom. The next morning, King Dharmadev called his minister and shared everything that had happened in the forest. "I was insulted for helping someone," the king said. "From now on, no one in this kingdom should help anyone." He ordered the minister to make a public announcement. A royal notice was issued across the land. "By the command of the King Dharmadev, no one in the kingdom is allowed to help another. If anyone is found helping, they will be sentenced to death by hanging." The minister was deeply disturbed by the order. Until then, the people of Pataliputra were kind, generous, and always helped one another. But after the announcement, everything changed. Neighbors stopped talking. Friends turned cold. Strangers became enemies. The entire kingdom fell into fear and confusion. The minister, troubled by the king's reaction, made up his mind and began searching relentlessly for the man who caused this. The minister finally traced down the thief, captured him, and brought him to the palace. When the king saw the thief before him in his chains, his face lit up with satisfaction. "This is the man who robbed me. You dare to raise a knife at your king. I have saved your life from a tiger, and this is how you repaid me? I wish I had let the tiger finish you that day." He turned to the guards. "Throw him into the lion's den." The thief was dragged away. The king, pleased, turned to the minister and said, "You have done a great deed. You caught the man who humiliated me. I'll reward you with gold, land, and anything you ask for." But the minister calmly replied, "Why do I need all this, my king? I'll be hanged in a few minutes away." The king was confused. "What are you saying?" The minister bowed slightly and said, "O king, it was your own order. You announced that anyone who helps another person will be hanged. I helped you by finding the thief and saving the kingdom from further crimes. According to your law, I must now be hanged." The king stood silent for a moment, realizing the weight of his mistake. "What have I done?" he thought. "How many innocent people must have suffered because of my anger?" The king immediately dismissed the cruel order. Then he looked at Satyadev. "Look, my son, when a king takes decisions in anger, the entire kingdom suffers. A ruler's duty is to protect and care for his people. We should never expect anything in return for doing what's right." Satyadev listened carefully, the words sinking deep into his heart. Years passed in time. Satyadev became king, and just as his father had taught him, he ruled with wisdom and compassion, always choosing what was the best for the people. Under his reign, the kingdom prospered and the people lived in peace.